What is up everyone, thanks for joining me here on the channel. On today's episode we're reviewing the Marshall DSL 20H. Is it a thrash machine or not? Stay tuned, let's find out. On the front panel of the Marshall DSL 20H we have the power output switch. This is switchable between 20 and 10 watts. It's powered by two L34 power amp tubes and three 12AX7 preamp tubes. On the front panel we have reverb, resonance, presence, a shared EQ across both channels, which is bass, middle and treble. Then we have the ultra gain channel, which is volume and gain. It has a tone shift switch, which essentially scoops every mid out that you can get. And a classic gain, which is your traditional clean crunch channel on a Marshall. So let's have a listen to some of those sounds. So that's some reverb and delay in the effects loop. Fairly clean, sterile Marshall kind of sound, even with some delay and reverb in the loop. But it is what it is. Let's crank that gain a little bit. Turn off the effects loop. Classic Marshall crunch type of overdriven sound. I prefer the classic gain driven by an overdrive, which is this type of sound. Alright, so now let's have a look at the back panel. I'll put a slide up showing the back panel. On the back panel we have a 4, 8 and 16 ohm output for the speaker cabinet. We have an emulated output, which is a speaker emulation done by Softube. Something I haven't heard a lot spoken about on the internet is how that actually works, and it's fairly detrimental if you don't really follow the instructions. So to make the emulated cabinet work, it's a silent recording solution, but the cabinet has to be flicked into standby mode. The head has to be flicked into standby mode with the cabinet still attached. There's no power attenuator or power soak going in here, so the load still has to travel to your speaker box. It's fairly important, or else you blow your amp up and then you're pretty well stuffed without an amp. That's it. There is also the foot switch jack is on the back for your 2-button foot switch. It controls channel clean, classic gain and ultra gain, and turns the effects loop on and off. That's basically it for the back panel. Okay folks, now we're going to have a look at the ultra gain channel. This is the primary distortion channel. I'll just flick it over on the old foot switcher-rooney. It's pretty good, pretty thick, pretty pretty decent for a, what is in Australia, about 999 Australian dollars at the moment. While I'm on the topic of price, this isn't a sponsored video, but Derringer's Music here, they did help me out with a great deal on the amp. If you need anything guitar related, head down and see the boys at Forestville or in the Adelaide store, and they're more than capable to help you out, and they'll hook you up with a deal. Alright, so moving on back to the Ultra Gain channel, we have it ready to go. It's just nice and thick and crunchy and everything Marshall-y. That is good. One thing, however, it does get a bit flabby when you're trying to chug. This is where it gets fun. I love this sound. I've got an angle 5 or 25. 6L6 tubes just doesn't have this type of throatiness to it. Turn the effects loop off there. And here we go. So Ultra Gain, not boosted. I'll put the gain back at 0. It's a great sound. I love it. We'll dial 9 o'clock. $12 and all the way dimed. It does get flabby. Probably the sweet spot. Quickly, we'll check out the tone shift. I don't like it. I would have liked it in my late 90s, early 2000s. That's enough of that. It kills any mids you've got. Alright, so back to the normal sound. Now, the normal sound, the Ultra Gain sound. Gonna kick in an overdrive. Let's see where that takes us now. for Anthrax straight away. It doesn't get any more 80s old school thrash sounding than this amp boosted with an overdrive. Takes me back to an 800 running full volume. It is bliss. Bliss. Anyway, that's my 5-minute review. Probably a bit longer than 5 minutes thanks to getting hooked back into old school Anthrax. I've been Bone. If you can, hit a like and subscribe. That'd help me out a bunch. Visit the boys at Derringer's if you want to pick one of these grey heads up. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Alright, that's a bit flubby, just like me.